This is a Swede Speaks.
It quite clearly says Islam is a religion of peace. I suggest you prove it.
That's Anne-Marie Waters talking to a crowd and suggesting that they actually prove that Islam is a religion of peace. And I think she is one of the few feminists of the West of today that I actually respect and I actually agree with. I mean, there are obviously things we wouldn't agree on, but we agree on Islam. And that makes her, well, one of my favorite feminists. Sweden, on the other hand, is full of feminists who are in bed with Islam. Let's start with the man with 3 wives. In Nacka, south of Stockholm, where the municipality bought 3 houses to house his family. Okay, they didn't give him the deed of the houses. He does not own the houses, but they bought them to house him and his family. And a Swedish feminist named Ulla Lundegård recently wrote, why is it bad that this man has 3 wives? Should the nuclear family be better? She's an artist, by the way, and that might explain something. Who knows? And also she says that Swedish men are no better than Muslim men, and she says that most rapes in Sweden are committed within relationships. Actually, according to statistics, that's not true. The Swedish Council for Prevention of Crimes, Brottsförebyggande rådet, their statistics from last year show us different numbers. Shows that most rapists were unknown to the victim, and most rapes were committed in open spaces outside. Of course, these are the reported rapes. I know feminists would say we don't know what has not been reported, but with that kind of reasoning you can prove whatever you want. And she's only one example. We have the Swedish Minister for Gender Equality, Åsa Regnér. Last week, Wednesday, September 27th, she tweeted that men need to step up and take responsibility for honor violence in Sweden. And that's what she said. The Swedish ex-boxer, actor, author, Paolo Roberto, he's part Italian, hence his name. He responded on Twitter and said, "This is not my responsibility but yours. I am paying insane amounts in taxes, so fix this or shut up." I agree completely with Paolo Roberto. The Swedish government they failed, and they are trying to blame it on all the men, or well, at least this minister does. But she doesn't address which men are committing these horrible crimes. And she doesn't mention that not only, okay, men usually commit the honor killings or the honor violence, but also women in these environments uphold the value systems and uphold the honor systems. And they won't mention Islam. And that's just the thing. And before we end, on October 3rd, Åsa Regnér again, the Swedish Minister for Gender Equality, she tweeted in Swedish, "Today, the world's only feminist government turned 3 years old. We continue building the welfare state and developing the Swedish model. Hashtag SV5reg, Swedish feminist government." I actually responded and said, "Only feminist government in the world? Did you ask Justin Trudeau about this?" As far as I can see, I haven't gotten any response to that. But I found it interesting. And this Swedish feminist government has been the Swedish government in a time where rape statistics in Sweden have exploded. Well, they have exploded for the last 2 decades, but nothing is better since they came to power. And they still won't address the reason for this. And the reason is Islam. And Islamic immigration, but also Islam in general. Because, well, there are Muslims born in Sweden to Islamic immigrants, or who have grandparents who immigrated to Sweden, who act out, and it's not addressed. So the case here is that modern feminism, third wave feminism, they are in an unholy alliance with Islam, and the only explanation I can see to this is that they have their common enemy, which is Western civilization. And because of that, I consider them a completely irrelevant ideology that won't solve any of the problems that we face. Not the problems that men face, and surely not the problems that women face. But if there would be more feminists of Anne-Marie Waters' kind, I would much prefer that. And that's what I have to say about this. So, until next time, have a nice day, and God bless.